What's up? What's up? What's up? This your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always, and I always appreciate the support, the feedback, the comments, negative or positive, that I've been received. Even the negative comments, I know that you were watching. I appreciate the motivation. Some of y'all, say keep going. That stuff like that. It really inspires me to keep going with my reviews. And also, if you want me to react to anything, you have a request, I have pay to react. So you can send me a Cash App. Any support you can. No certain amount. You can send that, and also I react to a song you want me to react to. And so, of course, if it's not real explicit and stuff like that, I can react to it. But continue to support my channel. Also got super chat if you're watching this premiere. Feel free to support with super chat, and put your comment in the super chat. And so SZA, she came out with an album Friday, December 9th. Dope album. I listened to. I finally finished listening to it recently. I think it's a good album, and I'm gonna say more about it. And I'm gonna give my rating at the end of this review. But it's been 5 years. We've been waiting 5 years since the CTRL album. That was a good album. She's always been her own artist. Very unique. Her tone and her cadences is not like any other singer or vocalist. She's her own. And that's what we love about SZA. She's her own artist. She's very unique, and people are attracted to her persona, her character as an artist. And I think vocally she really showed out on this album. She hit a lot of vocal acrobatics. That is, it's like, wow, she people don't really recognize her as a vocalist, and I think she really, reached that in this album. And I heard a lot of her unplugged stuff, like on YouTube and stuff like that. She really has very good vocal abilities, that she really tapped into on this album, and she really touched her rapping skills as well. She's good. She's better. I ain't gonna lie, she's better than a lot of these female rappers out here. She really was. She was rapping on this album, on a few songs up here. And so we're gonna get through the track list. I'm not really a big fan of long albums. I believe this album is like an hour and 8 minutes. I believe it's an hour and 8 minutes. But 23 songs. I'm not a fan of long albums, but it was pretty good tracks on this album. It's not a lot of fillers on this album to me. Personally, I feel it's not too many fillers on this album. And so we're gonna check out the track list. I love the cover. First of all, very different. It's like she's on the on the end of a ledge, and she just sitting there. It's kind of like taking a risk. She's out there on the ocean, and just feeling the vibe. And I like that about that, because it kind of expresses how she is with her music. Very free, very improvisational with her flow, her cadence. Is she sang very. It's, a thing about SZA's her delivery. It's a lot of lyricism, but if you really break it down, it makes sense as far as her songs. And so SOS, the first song, produced by SZA. I was surprised. I didn't know he produced at first. I always seen him on Instagram doing comedy type stuff. I never knew he made beats until I saw Rhythm Roulette. He was up there, creating beats, but I never know he was in that producer realm. And so it was tight. I love the sample he used on this song, and I just love SZA's delivery. She just went right at it, and I think she really covered the full theme of this album. She kind of went back to her vibe on the first album, on the first few songs. Really extreme love for somebody, like on Kill Bill, talking about killing her ex, because he's falling for somebody else, and stuff like Seek and Destroy. Don't care what I do, don't care what I destroy, because I love somebody. Love language. You and your significant other, y'all have your own way y'all communicate. You just so in love that you fall for anything they do. Just wrapped up in love. Blind was good. Used, self-explanatory. Just feel used in a relationship. With Don Toliver, he did pretty good on that record as well. Snooze, surprisingly produced by Babyface and I believe the Rascals. Just talking about, you don't want to miss a moment with somebody. How you press the snooze button and you go past the time that you originally wanted to wake up. And so that's kind of like an analogy in this song. Like, you don't want to miss moments with somebody because, over small things, you just want to enjoy. So I'm kind of, paraphrasing, my summary of these songs, kind of being relatable to what I feel the song meant to me. Notice Me, Gone Girl, Smoking on My X-Pac. A lot of these, really touched the vibe of her first album. And then she got into a lot of, rock type vibes, really abstract type vibes, like Ghost in the Machine song with Phoebe Bridgers, F2F. That was like a rock song. Just kind of like the song kind of sounded bright, but the subject matter was very dark. Conceited. Well, Nobody Gets Me. Conceited. That was a good song. Kind of motivating herself near the end of the album. Really, I think she's kind of gaining self appreciation in herself, like, recognizing things by the end of the album, recognizing that this guy ain't worth her time, that she just move on. And like in Special, she figures out that she ended up like the person she loved, which was a kind of like a loser. He wasn't worth her time, and she's now figuring out. I love the part she talk about Pilates and how he wanted somebody who's thin and all these types of things, and she realized that she end up being ugly like him. So it was kind of like I love the analogies and stuff like that in that song. Too Late. She's too late to fall in love with somebody. Too far out in love. That you're so caught. It's too far into it that it's hard to get out of that relationship. Shirt. That was a big single. Produced by Doc Child. Still doing it. Shirt. I love the video as well. Open Arms featuring Travis Scott. He did a good job on that song. They always work good together. Hate You, everybody knows that song. That was a single as well. Good Days. I always love the vibe of that song. And I just hate when these artists, they have so many singles and then they just throw it on the album way later on, and that's kind of a hindrance, to my review or my rating of these albums, because, we've heard these songs already, and so it kind of, the song don't get tired, but we've heard it, and so it's hard to, it kind of brings the rating down, on albums, I feel, because, the anticipation is kind of less. I would say that the anticipation is kind of less because, you add all these singles that's already been out for a long time. Forgiveness, I believe that was produced by Doc Child as well. Old Dirty Bastard is on it. ODB, rest in peace. Kind of hip hop vibe. I love the hip hop vibe she have. It's rare to see an R&B artist on a hip hop dialogue and script, on the song. So yeah, I think it was a good album. Even though the vibes was all over the place, I still feel like it was a good album. When you wait for 5 years, you have so many singles. Like I said, it loses momentum when you finally release an album, because people have been waiting so long for you to drop an album, and you kind of lose the momentum and the anticipation of an album. And also, everybody talking about the R. Kelly thing yesterday. On Friday, he released a supposed album. I admit it, but he said he didn't release it. But I think this SOS album was good. I love her vocals. I love, that she really expressed herself vocally on this album. Of course, a lot of extreme emotional relationship things on this album. Like, she want to kill her ex and stuff like that. And, want to please her man in extreme ways and stuff like that. And it just, that's just SZA style. She talks about those types of things on her album, but her artistry is undeniable as an artist. But I love this album though. I love the vibe of the album. You can really cruise to this album. Really get you in a vibe, on this whole album. I think, the lyricism. The thing I love about, SZA's lyricism is always very detailed, very detailed in her lyricism. It's a lot of lyricism, but it's very detailed. That's what I like about her songwriting abilities and her creativeness. Her creativeness is very, very good. And so I'm gonna give you my rating of this album. I listened to this album one time, so this is from my first time listening to it. But I think the more I listen to it, the better I like the album. But my rating, the thing, I don't like real long albums. 23 is kind of too much for me. I love like around 16, at the most for an album. But I give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it was a good album. The only thing that took away from it is songs that I already knew, that's been out for a while. And also, she goes into different areas, and sometimes it feels like she just put songs that she's been holding in the vault for 5 years instead of fresh songs she's been working on. And so, but that goes with creating albums anyway. But I give it an 8.5 because the creativity really raised my rating for this album. And it kind of it's out the box. Her creativity is out of the box. Even the album cover, no one wouldn't think of an album cover like that, besides SZA. So I get an 8.5 out of 10. Let me know your rating. Let me know your favorite songs on the album. I love Conceited. I love Snooze. I like that song. I like Love Language. I love SOS. I love F2F. I love Special. There's a lot of good songs. Shirt, Forgiveness. I like those songs on the album. And so let me know your favorite songs on the album. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Also, I got my hoodies. I still got my hoodies. Music tips and reviews with JG Hoodies if you want to, still support. So appreciate y'all watching. This been another video from your boy JG. All right. Peace.